Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from The Hill that was published on November 15th. Now this is written by Jesse Hellman, an appropriate name because this idiot. I love how Jesse here tries to portray things. See, leaves out actual numbers and shit like that. So that you don't go, holy Christ, and wake up. Because heaven forbid, when the numbers are so high for male suicide, particularly, with like white males, heaven forbid you bring that to light. But here's the title. CDC, suicide rates increasing among American workers. See, they're trying to spin this. It's the American workers. It's not, among men or women or, across socioeconomic. No, it's workers. Because they don't want to portray this in the actual context that it is. They don't want to give actual numbers. They want you to be oblivious to the fact of what's really going on while still reporting on the situation, if that makes any sense. The suicide rate among Americans of working age has increased 34% from 2000 to 2016, according to a report released Thursday by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Okay. Now, that's a big jump from 2000 to 2016. Now, the funny thing is I bet you if they actually broke it down even further than that, a lot of it started to happen with this anti-white bullshit, the anti-male bullshit that was going on with the left during the Obama administration has continued since. Because that will, if it's applied in a workplace, will cause people to end up killing themselves. Just a thought. Increasing suicide rates in the U.S. are a concerning trend that represent a tragedy for families and communities and impact the American workforce, said Deborah Howery, director of the CDC National Center for Injury Prevention and Control. Now, all right, before we go on, I don't want to say that, in other ethnic groups, the numbers haven't gone up. But we're still in a white majority country, and men tend to have way higher suicide rates than women these days when it comes to the workforce, where they're cutting things down and trying to narrow things down. So, that just happens to be the case. Knowing who is at greater risk for suicide can help save lives through focused prevention efforts, Howery said. Yet, you people tell white men, well, you should just act more like women. You should just take a back seat and let minorities and women run your lives and make decisions for you. That is what you tell suicidal white men. Oh, it's because of the patriarchy you want to commit suicide. It's because of your white privilege you want to commit suicide, which the white privilege one, I go, are you fucking kidding me? But I've actually heard that used before because you feel guilty about your white privilege. You just don't consciously recognize it. It's like, come on now. You don't, the only people you're talking about here, okay, Howery, Deborah, the only ones you're talking about here are women and minorities. I'm almost positive about that. I just got a feeling. Suicide has become the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. and is one of 3 leading causes that are on the rise, the CDC said. Yes! That's what happens when you try to force the country to be, where the workers just deal with fucking being treated like shit and making shitty fucking wages. That's Foxconn, bitch. And that's what was going on during the Obama administration. Because they, he's like, well, you're never going to see jobs, those high-paying, good jobs come back to the United States. That's just a thing of the past, and Americans got to understand they're just going to be subjugated, low-wage pieces of shit now that we're all going to exploit. That's basically what Obama said. That'll drive people to kill themselves. That's fucking Foxconn in a fucking nutshell. That's Apple suicide type shit. Overall suicide rates are on the rise in almost every state in the U.S., according to the CDC, to a CDC report earlier this year. Yeah? Well, when you make people feel like fucking shit because your feelings trump their, reality and them, that'll drive them to kill themselves too. See, you don't want to address the problems because you are the problem on the left. The CDC found that in 2012 and 2015, suicide rates were higher among males in construction and extraction jobs and highest for females working in arts, design, entertainment, sports, and media. Huh. So, those actual hardworking, shitty fucking jobs like construction and extraction, like for gas and oil and shit like that, is where guys were killing themselves. The actual shitty, hardworking, bust your ass, break your back jobs you do to support a family. Whereas women, it's in a profession where if their feelings get hurt, they slit their wrists. Give me a fucking break. Who in their right mind would write an article and think that this would be a good thing to actually bring up when you're trying to hide the numbers and you're not trying to talk about the fact how, men greatly outnumber women in suicides right now, especially with white men? I find that funny because this just makes it like where any person that isn't a whiny, feels over reels, emotional fucking train wreck fucking leftist would go, suck it up, bitch, to these ones that are in the arts and design and entertainment and sports and media. Because they haven't done an actual hard day's work of back-breaking fucking labor to where, oh, my life sucks, my job sucks, everything just sucks. I mean, the guys that are actually doing shitty, back-breaking fucking labor, when you're doing that and you're not getting ahead, that can make you feel pretty fucking shitty. But when you're a graphic fucking artist and you want to slit your wrists, you're fucking pathetic. No offense. But that's what it comes down to. If you're in entertainment and you want to slit your fucking wrists, you're fucking pathetic. Suicide rates among males were second highest for those working in arts, design, entertainment, sports, and media, followed by men working in installation, maintenance, and repair. Now, see, this is the thing that they leave out. I bet you a large amount of those ones are entertainment and sports, and they're fucking pussies on the note of the fucking that segment for offing themselves. If you're in sports, you're in media, you're in entertainment, design, arts, okay, minus, sports, you're in a white-collar fucking job. You're making good fucking money. Oh, fucking wah. I mean, this is fucked up. Then they bring in, well, the second highest killer with men are the frail mental ones who work in like these type of professions, who can't handle their shit. I mean, if you couldn't tell, I have sympathy for people that want to fucking kill themselves. I have sympathy for you. But if you do it, you're a fucking coward. And at that point, I have no sympathy for you. If you follow through, no sympathy. Rates among women were second highest for those working in protective services and third highest for healthcare support workers, which is fucked up because you would think that protective services like child protective services, protective services in regards to, say, battered women, healthcare, with all the shit that you might see in those professions, you'd think the suicide rates would be higher, which just goes to show that the people who are in entertainment, sports and media, the arts, design, they're frail fucking bitches. It don't matter if they're male or female. I mean, the reason why I wanted to cover this article is because The fact that they're not actually showing you the actual numbers on suicides, because they don't want to show you the numbers, because if they showed you the numbers, you'd shit yourselves. Because if you go look for yourselves, male suicides are way higher than female, especially among white men. And if they showed that, you'd be like, holy fucking shit, there's a problem. But see, they don't want you to know there's a problem because they're demonizing white men, and that might be one of the reasons why they're offing themselves in record fucking numbers. Just a thought. For both men and women, the CDC said the lowest suicide rate in 2015 was observed in education, training, and library occupations. Huh. Well, maybe that's because in education, you can be a complete and total fuck up. And thanks to your public sector unions and tenure and bullshit like that, you get a free fucking pass. Huh. That might be one reason why they don't have the stress to perform. Because their job's protected. Doesn't matter if the kids turn out fucking stupid. Their job's protected. Now, I'm not saying all teachers are like that, but a lot of them are. They're there to indoctrinate and don't give a shit if the kids actually come out with an actual education. Indoctrination's a different story these days with these teachers. And again, not all, but a large number of them. They've got it easy. Training, same type of idea. Library occupations, shh. That's what you do when you put books away. I mean, hell, librarians, they've got it easy. You gotta know the Dewey Decimal System and go, shh. Pretty easy fucking job. Of course, it's gonna be low. I mean, looking at this, it just goes to show that they're trying to, like I said, cover this without actually covering this. Because if they didn't say something about this, you know, they wouldn't be able to, you know, get their leftist creds here going, look it, virtue signal. We're trying to help, you know, people who are thinking about suicide. When they're leaving out the people who are being harmed the most by society, that's leading them to off themselves in record numbers in comparison to others. Note that group, because that group just happens to be white men. I mean, it's violent, it's disgusting, it really is. And I mean, you know, why couldn't they just talk about that? Oh, that's right, because white men are evil. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.